Hello everyone, it's me again, here to do my Life Path 22 video for you today. But before I start, as usual, I'm going to put in the description box a link to my video that shows you how to work out your core numbers. Your life path, your expression, all your main core numbers is going to be on that video. And also in the description box, I'm going to put links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my email address, because as one of my viewers so rightly pointed out, just putting it on the back screen like that, people can't actually click on it. And me being really smart and clever, I didn't even think about that. So I'm going to start putting my links into the description box so you guys can go to my other elements of my social media. Right, without further ado, let's have a little look today about the Life Path Master 22. Right, so as a master number, the Master Life Path 22, your chosen mission for this lifetime, now you've already chosen to accept it, is to work with issues around cooperation, working in a team with others, being a mediator, and balancing your responsibilities between yourself and others. When you were with your spirit guide before you incarnated, you must have chatted to him about some issues you may have had previously working with others. And because you're an old soul, you've got to be an old soul to be a Master Life Path 22. You chose to come back to master the energy of the double two. And that's cooperation, diplomacy, working alongside others to make things happen. But you're not just a two, you have double the need to work alongside others as part of a team. And as a 4, because 2 and 2 adds to 4, you also have issues to deal with around security, stability and process. So these are the issues you're here to, this is what you need to achieve by the end of your life. So it's not meant to be easy, guys. And the Life Path 22, remember, you're a master energy. Doesn't mean you're a master. So don't be thinking, oh, I'm a master energy. You're here to master the energy of the two. So think of it as like you're taking your master's degree or your PhD in the number 2. Okay, so you're here to sort of learn to master the energy. You're not a master in yourself. But it is, it's not easy being a Life Path 22. The energy you get from the universe is tremendous. And it can cause you a hell of a lot of issues in your life. So being a Life Path 22, if you're finding life a little bit difficult, don't put yourself down. You did not choose a very easy life path. But let me see if I can help you try and make your Life Path 22 a little bit easier for you. Right, so you are a master builder. Okay, some people say you're a master teacher as well, and I have no doubt about that. I often refer the master teacher more to the 33. But anyway, that's a different video. So see, the Life Path 11, they were the ones that incepted the idea. So the idea came from here. But the problem with the Life Path Master 11 is they will struggle then to put that idea into practical reality. And that's where the 4 or the Master 22 Life Path comes in, because they could do the original inception of the idea as well, but they have the added ability that they can turn that idea, that inception, that initial spark of idea into a reality. They take dreams, and if it's practical, they can make it a reality. As a 22, the veil between you and the spirit world is thinner, just like with the 11 and the 33. You have an enhanced spiritual understanding and lots of cellular memory, added perception. You just know things because you've had so many previous lifetimes. You don't know how you know, but you know. And a master number and any other number in numerology would do well to listen to their intuition. As I said at the end of my last video, it's your soul. You've got to listen to your soul. And for a master number, that's just like doubly more important. Okay, so you have the ability to apply your understanding, your ideas, your spiritual understanding, your practical understanding, whatever that may be, and make it into a practical thing, like I just said, turning a dream into a tangible, practical reality. Successful in all your practical ventures as well as your spiritual ones. You have the ability to combine spiritual awakening with the practical worldly reality of life. So that's quite an exciting potential to have. And with that ability to express and make ideas a reality, with that comes the added practicality and the builder nature of the four. The ability to deal with detail, the ability to have a plan, to have structure, to build that strong foundation, which will make any business, endeavor, idea, or whatever you decide to do as a 22 very, very strong. You're psychically and magically inclined, but I would say really you have that ability, but I would say you were the most practical and grounded of the master life paths. You have most to do with the real world and balance spirituality a little bit more, whereas the 11 and the 33 are much more spiritual people. But yeah, I would say the life path 22 has a strong element of reality and practicality and quite hard ass about them, but they also have the power to, on the spiritual side too, they're very multifaceted. Excellent planning skills, that's the 4, but it can also manifest in a more supernatural way, because you're not just a 4. Remember that a 22-4 isn't here to just be a 4. You're here to be a higher vibrational 4, I hate to say better 4, more advanced, higher vibrational 4 than a run-of-the-mill 4 energy. So the energy of the double 2 and also the enhanced energy of the 4. You're a visionary, most definitely. Highly skilled at turning your visions into practical reality. As I've said, that's the biggest thing about you, and it's what you're here to do. You can conceive not only of greatness, but also all of the steps you need to take to reach it. So you can conceive the idea, you can make the plan, you can do the process, and you can take it to the end. You know, that's an amazing ability to have. But to do that, you've got to work with others. You can't do everything yourself, and you have double the need to work with others, guys. Double the need. You have excellent planning skills, but it can also manifest in a more supernatural way. I've read that. Very, very powerful. I think that goes without saying for a master number. But also in the 4, you're very stable, you're very steady, and you're, as I said, practical reality is your thing. But you also have the ability to be spiritual too. You know, you've just got that ability to do both, but you tend to focus more on the reality of the situation. Okay, so the double 2 and the 4 and how that comes into your path. So in the 2, you have double the need to serve, cooperate and work as part of a team. Now, this is something the 22-4 is going to find quite difficult. Otherwise, you wouldn't have incarnated to do it. Okay, so if you're a 22, don't be thinking you should be finding any of this easy. No. It's meant to be difficult, so give yourself a break. Okay. You're working towards the ability to cooperate, work as part of a team. You might have better ability than your average 2, the person that's just working to be a 2, because you're working towards the double 2, so you've got to have the added potential for this more than, say, a normal 2 life path. Okay, so you have double the need to serve, cooperate, work as a team, be excellent socially, a mediator, advisor, counsellor, counted on to make things happen from behind the scenes. You're not one to run and jump at the front and go, hi everyone. You tend to be one making sure all the cogs turn in the background, and the success of big events and situations is 9 times out of 10 because of a number 2 or 22 energy. You consider yours and other needs equally. The 2 often looks after others a bit more than themselves. and ends up sort of exhausted and resentful. But the 22, I think, is a little bit better at being able to consider yours and others' needs equally. In fact, I would say the 22 has more of a tendency to tip the other way and think more about themselves, but they have to really focus on others and working alongside others. To be assertive enough to ensure that others respect your boundaries and they don't push too much on you. Excellent persuasion and PR skills for business success. You can schmooze, you can butter anyone up. You're a businessman and you know how to make things happen. In the 4, you're here to achieve stability and security. You have a plan, you have a meticulous process, and you work persistently towards your goals. Even when you have challenges, you achieve those goals. But to do that, you need inner stability. You need to be physically, emotionally, and mentally stable before you can achieve stability in this world. And that goes for any other life path. If you're trying to achieve abundance on the 8 life path, if you don't feel abundance here or in here, you won't gain abundance. It has to start in here before it can manifest in the outside world. A stable foundation is key, whether that be money, whether that be strength, whether that be energy and vigor, whether it be all 3 and more. You need that stable, strong foundation in order to build upon. You're very committed to your career. You bring stability to the dynamic forces of the 1 and the 3. So the 1 is the idea initiator. Half the time that idea doesn't leave their brain, but the 1 brings that spark from source energy. Okay, all ideas come from source energy, and you can only gain that idea when you vibrate at the right level. So the 1 is the person that will take that idea from source, the 1 or the 11 and the 22 as well, and turn that into. And then, of course, I lost what I was saying then. And then you've got the 2. The 2 supports the 1 in that it nurtures the ideas of the 1 and helps to plan that idea and get it from the brain onto paper, working together, getting that idea out and starting to plan how might that ideal manifest in this world. And then the idea is then implemented by the 3. They're the ones that will express that idea and they will implement it to the world. They are the ultimate first implementer. So the 1 is the conceiver of the idea. The 2 nurtures the idea and creates a plan for it to be brought out into the world. The 3 brings it out into the world, and the 4 brings that stability. You can start a business. You can start YouTubing and saying, hi guys, I'm here, I'm selling this, I'm doing that. But if you haven't got a strong business with a strong foundation, with strong procedures, processes, and things like that, the whole idea is going to come crumbling. So the 4's role, after the idea has been conceived and expressed to the world, is to build stability around that idea so that it becomes long-lasting and doesn't fall down or break down easily. Strong and secure is the buzzword for the 4. Strong and secure, the buzz for the 4. So you're very committed to your career, but also your home and relationships, because you like the security that a family brings, like the 4. And you like to put down roots because that's your security, that's your strength. You have a meticulous plan, you follow it through with persistence, and you can be a bit of a workaholic. When you decide to start doing something, you keep going and going until it's done. You achieve success through clear intent and planning, focused effort over time. You can't let it phase out. You've got to keep going. Even if it starts getting laborious and things start getting boring, keep going. Don't cut corners. 1 step at a time. Very, very, very important. Otherwise, it's like if you don't build that foundation strong, the whole house caves in. And it's the same for the life path 4 and the 22-4. So slow and steady wins the race. Patience. Make sure every step is done meticulously. It might drive you and others up the wall, but they will thank you for it in the future when they realise just how strong and secure the business or the situation or the house or whatever it may be, just how strong and secure it really is. You build in an orderly, methodical manner. You don't skip steps and you don't get stuck on one bit. You like to keep going. Okay, so the things you bring, especially from the 22, is you're very close to the spirit world. You're an old soul. The veil between you and the spirit world is much thinner, and you have added ability with the 11 and 33 to make contact and channel from the spirit world, which is a great opportunity to you to take those ideas from spirit before you can then put them into practical reality. So you have gifts of heightened perception, psychic ability and intuition. You have good interpersonal skills, but sometimes you can be a bit hard-ass and overbearing. But you do have good interpersonal skills, especially when you're high vibrational. If you're still struggling with the energy of the double 2, this great interpersonal skills might be something that you still need to develop. So this what do you bring thing, it's like if you're a high vibrational, you've already mastered this. You may have mastered some of these and not all of them. Cooperative, listener, diplomatic, tactful, this is what you're working towards. Amazing one-to-one, being caring, tactful, nurturing, guide people, advise people. You know, this might be something you find difficult, but it's very important that you continue to work towards this. Humorous conversationalist, pretty much the life of the party. Dependable, balanced, you take responsibility for your actions, you take responsibility for your own life and you don't blame others. You've got a plan, a process, a secure foundation that you have built through perseverance, hard work. You're artistic and fairly musical, I would say. Able to analyse and structure material and ideas, break it down into its component parts and the detail. That's the ability you have to break an idea down into its little pieces and then put it all together in a jigsaw that works in the material world. Putting theories into practical, tangible, that's the word, tangible reality. You make a good parent and family. You like those strong foundations and they're very much your priority. Oh dear, bless me. You have ambition, lots of internal strength, vigour and fortitude, very much so, like before. You thrive on responsibility and you're independent. You like to do things for yourself. You can become an exceptional pragmatic decision maker and advisor. Excellent practical business people, especially in things like property and finance. You're a builder, you're a foundation, you're a founder of corporations. You may even found an empire. You could take an idea, let's say, for example, a new idea about climate change and how we're changing our world's climate, and take that new idea from its inception, from your brain, all the way up, not only into a business, but into an empire that changes the world. That is your potential, 22, and that's the contract that you told your spirit guide that you would try and achieve in this life. It's not easy. Don't be thinking it's going to be easy. Okay, so the downside of the 22 energy. You're working towards being able to work with others, remember, and working with others is vital for you. And, you know, you can be good or not so good at it. It depends on your level of development as a 22. But at times you can be very overbearing, dictatorial, throw your weight around a little bit at times. You can assume that everyone else knows what they're doing. They understand the path to take. It's almost like you think people can read your mind and you just assume everyone else can do it, and then sometimes get a little bit stroppy when it doesn't get done, because you don't always successfully communicate with people. You know, that's part of the double 2 that you need to learn. And yeah, you can be a bit of a hard ass and put people's backs up at times. And because of the energy that you're receiving from the universe, I mean, the energy that you're getting pounded from the universe by is very, very, very strong, and that can give you overwhelming nervous tension and exhaustion from the sheer strength of the energy. And there have been master energies and of course other life paths as well that have medicated with substances in order to help calm themselves down. But of course, we don't want you using, no one wants you to use substances. I would really recommend meditation, relaxation, deep breathing. There's loads of resources online, guided meditations to help you relax and try and sort of fight that nervous tension away. And not only will it help relax you from the nervous tension, but it's going to help enhance your ability to channel those ideas from spirit. So for the 22, the 11, the 33 especially, and of course the 7, that's me, meditate, relax, because that nervous energy needs to be controlled. Okay, your challenges. So sometimes you've got difficult boundaries when it comes to yourself and others. You can either think of yourself too much and forget others and end up sort of alienating people sometimes at times, or you could be a 22 that often does too much for other people. And you need to be able to set that boundaries between looking after yourself and helping other people. Ask yourself, do I give myself the same attention as I give others, or do I give others the same attention that I give myself? Important question. You need to keep a sense of your own identity and personal power and not let people walk all over you, okay? You're prone to burnout and exhaustion from the sheer amount of energy that pounds on you every day, and for the fact that you might be the kind of person that does too much for others, but you could be the other way. So when you're reading this, allocate this to yourself. Am I a kind of person that maybe can push others aside a little bit, or do I do too much for others? Okay, so that's something that only you can decide where you are. Or you might be balanced. You might be in the middle. You might know when to stop and when to help others and when to help yourself. Good strength to have. You can be too trusting and manipulated, but remember, you've got some added intuition as well. Use that. Because if someone's lying to you and you've got a bit of added perception, if you really look into their eyes and think about it, I know you can be too trusting, but if you really use your abilities, you can see it from a mile off. Okay, don't let yourself get manipulated. You're prone to resentment and stubborn refusal and strops if you feel unappreciated or unlistened to. You can be irresponsible and let the team down if you feel fed up with life, if you don't think people are listening to you, or you think they're taking advantage of the help you give them. Your underlying frustration can cause you to be lazy and non-compliant. You can decide, I ain't doing it anymore. Argumentative, even an abusive, and a drama queen, like a 2 really. But you can be a drama queen, definitely. You can struggle with a lack of physical and psychological flexibility, stubborn self-deception and tunnel vision. This normally happens when you're not really accessing your inner intuition. And you just get stubborn and inflexible and decide it's your way or the highway. And, that doesn't always work out so well. Tunnel vision, self-deception, you really need to start listening to your intuition and look at what other options and other ways there could be out there. Clinging to beliefs and things and ideas, and you think that their things are just going to work out on their own. They won't. They need you to plan, process, and take action. Things do not work themselves out on their own. You can often give up, be unpersistent and just think, I'm not going to bother anymore. It's been too difficult. And, if you have difficulties as a 4 or a 22-4, it's really important that you persist through those difficulties and not be lazy and directionless. You need a plan, you need to get out there, and you need to get started. Never skip steps on your plan either, or get stuck obsessing on one step. You need to keep going, keep going. Ground your energy, commit, and plant roots. Stop the stubborn resistance and holding on to the past. Being opinionated and argumentative. God, can you be argumentative? You can be overly responsible or totally irresponsible. undependable and uncommitted, or fiercely committed to the point where you drive yourself and everyone mad. Which means, of course, you can either be directionless and lazy or an extreme workaholic. Excuse me, I've got itchy nose. Oh, extreme workaholic, and just being hyper focused and never being able to rest or take a vacation or stop. You know, this cannot be good for families at times. You overanalyze when you make decisions big time, because you do that when you're not listening to your intuition. And you can have, I'm just going to say, you can kick off. You can have emotional hysterics better than anyone. Okay. Right, so I really hope you liked my video. This time, all these links that I've got here are in my description box. So if you want to connect with me with any or all of these social media, go to the description box, click on the link. And remember, if you're not sure whether you're a 22 or a 4 life path, look at my video, which is also in the description box, and so that you can really figure out what life path you actually are, and all your other core numbers, because they're all important too. Not as important as the life path, but they're important too. So as ever, I'm going to say to you guys, always listen to your heart, your intuition. Only you know best, okay? If your intuition says one thing, you've got to trust your soul, okay? Trust your soul, people. Katie Ewers signing off.